actually. Here's Judd. Comes away. Gibbs feeds it back. Across half back. Thornton under pressure. Well done by Kennedy. Thornton fed it forward. Russell, so good with the ball in his hands. So too this man, Gibbs. Time to settle. High ball. Hearn will come from behind. Punches away from Simpson. Well done by Selwood. Back to Hearn. Now Cox has got it. Need to move it quickly. They need a mark on the forward line. McKinley.
That's a good kick.
McKinley is directly in front, 40 metres out, and Anderson just lost contact.
Here's the work by Judd here. Just scooping the ball out with a foot just to his favoured side, then allowing Gibbs to come onto the ball.
So Chris Judd had 10 possessions at half-time. He's now up to 17. Played twice for Carlton against the Eagles. 24 and 29 possessions in those two games. McKinley, meantime, has kicked a goal for the Eagles, or has he? Yes, he has.
Well, that was just the perfect kick again into their forward line from Lynch. We'll see Selwood just getting the ball over to Hearn, lowering his eyes. That's a really good kick. Now, this is the most important kick, this next one to the space. Just beautifully to the favoured side of McKinley, and all he had to do then was mark, and a simple mark, uncontested mark. His finishing last week was really off McKinley. In fact, coming into this game, he's 33% chance of actually kicking from a set shot.
He's had some moments, McKinley. Kicked 4-4 last week. They're one-trick ponies, though, going forward, aren't they? They have to take a mark, or else not much happens. But look,
they just haven't had it inside their 50 often enough this afternoon.
So Lacroix 3, Kennedy 2, and 1 each to Cox and McKinley. Judd brilliant again, and now Simpson running hard, and then a deft little kick, though. It was a 50-50 contest, and Scott Selwood did pretty well. Back to his brother. Garlett robbed him brilliantly. He's working this footy, Garlett, and he's just run it out. But, gee, he's been a terrific contested player today.
Just going back to Pritis in the middle, again, at that last stoppage, he was the player that had his hands on the ball first. He's a #1 in the competition for being able to do that.
He'd be good at Carlton, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would be.
Like Judd running outside him and Murphy. So Selwood, but perhaps Murphy and Judd would be good at West Coast. Play a bit of fantasy footy for me, Dan.
That's not my guy, you know that. I went bust in the first week, like my tipping. But today particularly. Here's Ebert, got it from Nikoski. Now McKinley's got it. Interesting, McKinley coming into this game. He'd played 40 games and booted 80 goals. That's pretty good territory. Disguises the kick and goes to Lynch.
He's got some smarts about him, McKinley, hasn't he?
Yeah. Goes across the ground as Lynch and finds Waters.
That was a great kick. That was a great kick. Cox was running really deep, and his movement then actually drew the Carlton defender to him, which created that whole vacuum of space that Lynch found himself in.
So Waters from 40 metres out, and this kick is off the side of the boot, through for a minor score. It's interesting because we're talking about Ben McKinley and his kicking last week, and certainly his kicking has really fallen away. When he arrived at the club in his first few league games, what distinguished him, and probably for the first season, was his accuracy. He was just terrific. But lately, he's really been struggling.
He's been better on the snap in recent times than he has from a set shot.
Kicked 42 goals back in 08, so that's a great return. As you say, his strike rate in terms of games and goals is impressive.
Yep.
Wow. I reckon West Coast have got a few players like McKinley. You're just not sure how good they're going to be. I mean,
and together, for whatever reason, it doesn't work.
Here's Gibbs. He's about to equal his season high, Gibbs, of 31 disposals that he got against Collingwood.
Blues going one-on-one here, not setting up a zone. They've been like that all afternoon.
So Jacobs the target. Cox did well. Simpson's handball okay to Hadley. And then back it goes. Terrific return by Walker. That one cut off. That was good play by Rosa to put the pressure on. And now Butler, a bit undecided. Not a good option in the end. Waters had to get down and dirty. Swift did well, didn't panic. Waters, well, he just handballs to a bit of space, and then Betts brilliantly done to Robinson. Jacobs, a big guy, did well. Back to Robinson. Robinson got a bit of purchase, but always a bit ugly off the boot. And Schofield, who had a seniors moment in the first half, and he might have had another one. No, back it goes to Wilkes. I reckon you would move quicker than Schofield when you came into the broadcast box today, Dennis. Back to McKinley.
Speaking of senior moments, McKinley's got it on the outer side then. 32 seconds to go. That is a long kick towards full forward. Going back is Russell. Lacroix, boot to ball, gets it. He's got 4.
Well, they've had to sort of scrap and scrape for their goals, haven't they?
So that puts a back line under real pressure, though, a good deep kick like that. And Lacroix, we know that he's capable of pushing to the ball and marking, but he's also a really good scrounger too. He can actually make something out of nothing. He's kicked 4 goals this afternoon. He's been the best or the most dangerous of their forwards.
Had a terrific season last year. Just keeps kicking goals. So dying seconds of the third term. And Tim, we were talking about Niggle before. I just want to unveil my theory. It's a work in progress, but I think you'll like it because you're a lateral thinker. Off the ground by Selwood, taken by Simpson. Brown, back to Simpson. Tim, come back. he's leaving the box.
I'm waiting for you.
Gibbs goes across the ground. Well, you can't niggle anymore. I mean, West Coast are very annoyed with what's going on and obviously want to touch a little flesh, but you can't do that. So how about this? 3/4 time siren goes. You move to your huddle, oblivious to the scoreboard, although in this case it's not to flash, and just belt out the club song. That'll get under their guard.
Action alert! Harvey Norman's May Price Mayhem for 4 days only. Get in store now for chaotic prices store-wide. Samsung huge 8.5 kg top-load washing machine, only $598. Sensational! Save $200 on this hot Sony Vaio notebook, now only $892. Slash up to 40% off selected floor-stock lounge and dining suites. Up to 45% off mattresses, ensembles and Manchester. More unbelievable deals in store. Best price guaranteed. Harvey Norman's May Price Mayhem ends Monday. Don't miss out. No!
It's on. David Moyes is bringing Everton down under for 3 massive games. Catch Phil Neville, Tim Cahill, Louis Saha, Mikel Arteta, Leon Osman and Everton's first team of international superstars as they take on Australia's best football teams. Don't miss Everton down under up against Sydney FC July 10 at ANZ Stadium. Melbourne Hearts first ever game July 14 and Brisbane Roar at Suncorp Stadium July 17. Check evertondownunder.com for details.
So, you want to be a fighter? This is how.
No matter what kind of vehicle you're after, Nissan is the driving force in value. Like the funky Micra 5-door auto, the car that cities love. Or the new Dualis hatch, with its 5-star ANCAP safety rating. The adventurous X-Trail in petrol or diesel. Or a powerful Navara with up to 3,000 kilogram brake towing capacity. Feel the force at your Nissan dealer today. Shift the way you move.
Opening bounce, Cox and Cruiser, well done by Cox, and there he is again. Pritis drives it inside the forward 50, big pack at the drop, reaching over the top from behind Thornton. Swift again, too slow, taken down over the football. I think it's Gibbs in there, and that ball slow to release. We've got a whistle.
He's a mechanical player, isn't he, Swift? But he just doesn't sense when he has time and then when he doesn't have time. And he's still a young player. He's still a work in progress as a young player, but he's going to have to learn that part of his game.
Ironic name. One down by Cox, stolen away by Judd. 8 possessions in the third term. Stumbling, the hand pass not so good. Under pressure, McGinnity. He's pile driven. Geez, had a tough afternoon. He's like Wile E. Coyote. Hand pass comes across there from Simpson. Driving it forward is Garlett, about 20 metres out. Well done by McKenzie. That was clever, but only as far as Carrazzo lines up the goals. That was a terrible effort. Straight to McKenzie, who sends it to the back pocket. Chance for the Eagles, although it's dried up around the outer side. Not much on offer. Rosa, clever kick.
Yep, Kennedy presented himself. He had to come back inside. He did it.
Move it on! Play on! Play on!
So Kennedy's careful kick, Lacroix.
Good play from Lacroix then too.